Right as weather I. How are ye all going on? Are there any Galwegians here at all, or are ye all blow-ins? Isn't the town in a shocking state? They made a right hames out of the square. 'Twas a bad day they took down the railings. Do you remember them at all? You could go in and have a nice quiet sit down and not have the whole town gawking in at you, and the toilet sticking up like a sore thumb. I'm told they had to bring in Germans to take up the trees, in and out in the night before them protesters could get wind of it. A fella on our road that drives a taxi was out early, and he seen them at 5:30, big diggers and lorries pulling up the trees like rotten teeth. What harm, but they were lovely. They were there for years, and now they're telling us they had some disease that would bring them down on top of us. Sure, who ever heard of trees getting diseases? And then they brought in bricks from China for to make paths, and half the town now are slipping on them in wet weather. I came down myself one day beside the Odeon. Sure, wouldn't any old Egypt know well that it never rains in China? Anyways, don't we have enough stones ourselves? The daughter says it's to improve relations with China, as if them Chinese give a tinker's curse about us or know anything about Galway. Well, bad and all as that is, I hear there's a sex shop now in Moor. The daughter wanted me to go up and have a look at it from the outside like, and I told her she'd be better off to go into them paths and say a few prayers for them that's going into it. She told me I was behind the times. In the name of God, what do we want with a sex shop? Didn't we got on grand long ago and no shortage of babies, not like nowadays? I do hear them talking about the right time to have a baby. It is all the same when you have them. They still cry and need their nappies changed, and sure no one washes nappy nowadays. I believe it takes 500 years for one of them pampers to rot. 'Tis no wonder the bills are full. They have it easy now. Sure, 'tis well known that 'twas the wet turf was the cause of all the babies. Sure, the fire was so bad you had to go to bed to keep warm, and one thing led to another, as the saying goes. And the market isn't the same at all. Gone to hell with all that foreign food. It's hard now to get a decent spud or a good head of cabbage. I've seen a fella there now and he's selling them olives stuffed with bits of fish and nuts. Now, how many of them would you need to make a decent dinner? And roundy things, peppers they're called, and the long green things, and the roundy purple things, full of weed killer, coming all the way from them foreign countries. Now, I'm not a racist, but we don't need them foreign vegetables. I don't know does anyone eat a decent dinner at all. I see the daughter boiling up pots of that pasta stuff and throwing tomato sauce from a jar on it. She says the kids won't eat anything else. Well, there's nothing like a bit of bacon. Hertfordshire streaky bacon is lovely. Myself and himself never got used to that pasta stuff. It's all right for them Italians, they're well used to it. And what about all that queer bread and the cheese? And did you see the fella with the buns with the holes in them? Beagles, I think he calls them. The daughter bought me one day. Well, the dentures got stuck in them. 'Twas that tough, I had to go into St. Nicholas's to pull them out. And then there's the young ones selling old clothes like you get in a rag bag long ago. And the prices since that new money came in were destroyed. It won't last, I tell you. The paper in them is rotten and the coins is useless. And what about the water? Did you ever think we'd see the day when we'd have to buy water in Galway and it coming down in buckets all summer? Sure, that only happens in them backward places in Africa where the black babies are. Tell the truth, I didn't believe it, but the daughter said if I drank the tap water, I'd get a worm in me gut that would lay eggs there, and then I'd know all about it. And all the trouble washing the dentures. I had to keep reminding myself to use the boiled water in the blue stripy jug that used to be a milk jug. Imagine what I'd suffer if he got another dose like he got in Lourdes. Do them Egypts in the city hall know anything? My nerves is gone altogether this week with the sister on the computer. I'm nearly too embarrassed to say what she's at now. Do you know what she's after saying to me the other day? Friday. I'm after finding out the latest thing you can do on the internet. What's that, says I. Well, says she, you can invite your own fertility. Mother of the divine God, what are you up to now, Mary? You can get pregnant on the computer. You don't need a man now at all. Well, I very near died, and me thinking she was still a virgin at 59.